Hey guys, what's up? My name is Tina and I love to talk about books. That's why I'm here. And it's kind of crazy to have a whole different background to talk about my May reads. It's kind of weird to me, but oh, this is
Hello.
Jonah.
Hello.
The loveliest person here.
What's up, YouTube?
That's him. So yeah, I'm outside. If you're hearing noises and weird noises, I'm really sorry for that, but I don't have a proper mic to use today and in Greece in general because I need, let's not get into the details, but I just cannot use it. So yes, I've read 3 books last month, which is not as much as I wanted to read, but which is actually really good nonetheless, because I've spent so much time here at my volunteer experience to meet just to meet new people, to talk to them, to spend time with them, and I really enjoy this, to discover the surroundings. So yeah, I've not read as much as I could, but I'm totally fine with that. So if I'm fine with it, that's the most important thing. So let's just talk about the books I've read. Firstly, I've read A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross, which was kind of in the continuation of like romantic novel book I wanted to read. It is a Scottish inspired fantasy novel which is really like fairy tale-esque, poetic in its way. In the way it is written, and this is the story about Jack, who is living in a city and he's summoned by his ancient king in the island of Cadence, where he used to live, but just left this island because he felt like he didn't belong there, because he's a bastard, he doesn't know who is his father, and he's summoned by his king. He doesn't know why, but he's going back. And I loved the world building, which is more than I used to have in romantic books so far. And I love the way it is written by Rebecca Ross, because it is, like I said, very poetic. I love how she described nature and how the music interfered with nature, how it influenced it. And I really loved how the characters were written, especially Sidra, if I'm not mistaken. How she used herbs to like just heal people. But something I didn't love, and that's why I didn't like give it 5 out of 5 stars, it's because the relationship, even though I really loved it between Jack and I don't remember her name, sorry, and I don't have data to check it up. Spoilers all out. They are supposed to be like kind of enemies, but they turn out to be really close friends very easily, very fast. And something else happens, and I'm not saying too much because I don't want to give big spoilers, but just if you read the book, you'll understand, I think, like, why do they like move on so fast in their relationship. I don't get it. Like, for me, it's kind of, it's too much for me. Not so complex and not so well done for me, but I really loved the universe and I'm really looking forward to read the second book. So I guess it's a win for me. I really did enjoy this book, and I feel like it's a book you can read for every season. So the second book I've read is Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker. It's the same. I've put 4 out of 5 stars for this book. It is a retelling, a Greek myth retelling about the Trojan War, but with the point of view of Briseis, which is like a woman that is enslaved because her city was taken by Achilles during the war, and she's given to Achilles as a trophy. and everything is from everything that is happening is from her point of view, except for some chapters where it is by the point of view from the point of view of Achilles. So I felt that it was not like, I heard that some people were like not happy and kind of doubtful about the fact that it was from Achilles' point of view sometimes, because the book is called Silence of the Girls, so it's supposed to be about the girls only. But I think it was kind of well done on the fact that you're hating Achilles all along for obvious reasons, and when you are in his shoes you kind of understand a bit better why he's that way. It doesn't justify his behavior for sure, but I mean that it like leads to complexify a bit the story, which is kind of interesting, I think, to my point of view, at least from my point of view. And I really loved to see how the women are treated when there is war in Greece. And obviously because I bought this book in Athens and I was basically reading it in Greece, it was the perfect like setting to read it, and I really enjoyed this book. And it was really interesting to just kind of read it, even though sometimes when it was described, when descriptions were made about like the places, the way she felt, I was like kind of, how can you be so sure about that? But I know that Pat Brucker is like kind of a specialist of Greek antiquity, if I'm not mistaken, and I kind of like trust her on those on those statements, and I can accept a little bit of romanced things, like fictional things, so that's okay for me at least. And I really love to just learn about Greek retellings, and I really appreciate it to have just some matter of fact things instead of just a romanticized and complete retelling of a Greek myth such as Madeleine Mille, for example. So yeah, really enjoyed it overall, and I can just recommend it if you love to learn more about Greek mythologies and just like Greek myths and history. So yeah, really recommend it if you're interested in that kind of book, in those kind of book. Next, I finished Percy Jackson, The Lightning Thief, and it's just 4 stars all along, but I don't have to justify myself. So I really enjoyed this book. Also, I really spent a good time reading it. Sometimes I even surprised myself to just like laugh and giggles at the humor. And I really loved like how for a middle-aged book this is really entertaining, even for an adult like me, who has never ever read Percy Jackson and never ever saw the films and the movies. What disturbed me was like how it is written by the perception of Percy himself, and how the way he described things, I was like, no way a 12 years old can describe things like that and think this way. You can see an adult like wrote it, but I think it's just maybe I can't just get away of it. I don't know, it's maybe just me, but it just kind of felt weird for me. That's why I didn't put like a 5 out of 5 stars. And because obviously this is a middle-aged book, even though I really enjoyed it, sometimes I really felt like it is enjoyable, it is really like entertaining, but it's not one of my favorite books, so that's why. And I really loved the humor and the plot twist and the mysteries, and yeah, overall I really like this book. I really enjoyed it, so I can only recommend it to you if you want to read sometimes the Percy Jackson series. I'm really looking forward to just read the whole entire series, and I've begun to read War and Peace, which is for me a whole book for just this month. Even though I didn't, I'm not even close to finished it. I've like not even 200 pages in, but I'm recording it for the vlog, the journey of reading War and Peace, and so far I really love it. I like it's so entertaining. I can't stop reading. I was afraid to be like bored during most of the story, but I'm not, even though I felt that some pages I couldn't like really focus anymore because it's kind of not heavy sometimes, but just about rich people having parties. And even though now I'm on the part that they are at war, so I'm really looking forward to continue. So I'll just after this video go and continue to read in the sun because I finished my shift for today and I just have all the late afternoon to enjoy reading, and I can't wait. For those who are curious and wondering where I am, there is a video that is coming up and coming up I think next week if everything goes well, to make a tour of where I am and to explain a little bit more about what I'm doing for the next now 2 weeks, but it's been like already 2.5 weeks I'm here. So yeah, very excited. I hope even though that it is quite a different setting, you still enjoyed this video, but it's kind of the point of my channel. I think for next year I'll always be like wandering around the world. I hope so, at least I cross my finger. So yes, I hope that you enjoyed it, so thank you for being nice, thank you for clicking, and I'll see you on the next video. Stay tuned, bye.